Welcome to Heroes Unleashed. Yes, we are back. We have. Sorry, I got a little. I got a little excited there. a little excited. Just a small bit. Today we have Id, D, Patch, Sarah, Vonally, Sage Theory, and Morgan will be joining us shortly. He's taking his 3-hour tour from his work to his home. I don't ask. It's one of those don't ask, don't tells, and you make of it what you will. Okay, so it's been a while. I'm not going to sing the song, although I immediately wanted to. And we are going to we're gonna pick up from where we left off. So let's do it. Copyright me now, bitches. Thundercats. And yes, I'm playing the whole thing.
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thundercats.
If you don't know about the Thundercats, I'm not talking about the 2000s version. I'm talking about the 80s version. You don't know shit about American Japanese cartoons because it was animated by the Japanese. But it was an American cartoon, damn it. My dude Mumra, I almost said the N-word. My dude Mumra was the shizzle. Ah, that felt good. Didn't it feel good?
Adolfo Snarf.
If he was Snarf, dude, murder, straight up. If he was Snarf, no. They would have skinned him and he would have been a pelt. Snarf, man.
They didn't show a tape that they were all defeated. It was like a past thing. He was, I don't know, like a traveling thing. I don't know. But they show like Snarf's pelt against the wall or something.
No, come on. And the new one or the original? I don't remember that in the
I think
original.
in the original one,
Dude, that would have been traumatizing because back in the day he was annoying, but that was Snarf. He was part of the group.
Dude, you know what tripped me out like a year and a half ago is I went and started watching it again on streaming service and hadn't seen it since way back then. I never realized when I was a kid that Wile E. Kit and Wile E. Cat were adults.
Yeah, that's
I always
true.
thought
Yeah.
they were kids.
They were just stunted in their growth. You know what?
Were they adults? I thought they were kids.
No, they were adults. The other thing that made me laugh.
Yeah, they were
is,
technically older than Lionel.
and the thing that made me look back and like, man, Chitara is a sexual predator, because remember,
Early.
Lionel was a boy and she was already an adult, and they were trying to hook them up. At some point, they were trying to make it like a romantic thing.
They wanted them to feel the magic and the roar.
She's gonna hear the roar. He's gonna feel the magic.
Mateable pair in the species. So
There's a movie with the chick that plays Agatha Harkness in WandaVision, right?
Catherine.
And I forgot the name of the other comedian, but I forgot what movie it is where like everybody's like he's actually like 12 years old or 8 years old, but he looks like a physical. He looks like an adult.
You talking about
And she
Big?
kept hitting on him through the whole movie.
That wasn't that Tom
Yeah,
Hanks one, right?
They were selling cars. I remember.
Yeah, yes, it was the goods, right? It's the goods with Jerry Piven.
I think it was.
Now, of course,
that
it was
one?
a Jerry.
That's
Piven
got to be the movie because
All
that's
right.
the only movie that I saw. Dude, it's like, yo, that was hilarious. She's like, yeah, we should play this. And he's like, what? I don't understand.
All right, Heroes Unleashed. We are a superhero RPG. Except this superhero RPG is venturing into different territories. We have cyberpunk versions, we have horror, we have supernatural, we have it all. It's essentially Rifts without the mega damage capacity, which I personally do not care for. But not my system. Who gives a shit? We are going to get started here. We have some returning players. That would be Seraph and D. And I'm gonna wrap you guys into this scenario right now, so that everyone is up to snuff. For the last few days, you've been waking up with this terrible feeling of deja vu. This terrible.
Now, has it been days or just feels like?
Well, this is for them. This is how I'm gonna wrap them into the rest of the storyline.
Gotcha.
So, this terrible sense of deja vu has been following you both for days. Now, for Seraph, it's especially. Is this music too loud for you guys? I just want to make sure that it is or is not.
No, it's okay.
This, for you, Seraph, this sense of deja vu. It feels like, you know, when you turn the channel on those old TVs, it's like shh, that split second of that snow when you flip in channels. For those of us over the age of 25, we had dials on TVs, right? And you had to actually turn it in order to get to the next channel. And you only had like 5-6 channels that actually worked. He would understand. And is he even here? Are you here, Seraph? I'm not talking to myself. Okay, all right.
We're fancy. We had a real antiquer. You push the buttons, but each one of them, you push one in and the other ones popped out. And you had 9 channels.
Dude, I don't know how old you are, but that's pretty fucked up. Anyway,
Yeah, that was an antiquer that we got from my great grandparents when they got a new one.
nice. Okay. So
So
That
I'm
fe-
experiencing
that's-
some kind of break in transmission.
something like that. Yeah, and for the last few days, I'll say the last few days, you have been waking to that sensation. It's minor tweaks. Excuse me. Minor tweaks, but minor tweaks to every day, but every day feels the same. It's that dread, and it's accompanied by a sense of foreboding. Like every time you stare out that small, every one of these apartments in this megaplex has a window that's approximately the height and width of a 24-inch monitor. So you don't have much to look out of, but when you do, there's certain elements that you're noticing, certain buildings that are either taller or just a little off in the horizon, or they're closer, and nothing that your waking eye can see. Like if you're staring straight ahead, you know when you stare straight ahead for long enough, things in your peripheral seem to move, but you know that they're not. But when your eyes turn to that, hold on for a second. I think that's my kid. I'll be right back. I think he's at the door.
Hey guys, does Lou sound gargly a little bit? Like if he's almost on the water?
A little
Yeah, a
bit.
little bit, yeah.
Slightly.
The first, I never heard it like that before.
Well, when he gets back, we should let him know so he can fix it. 'Cause I don't think he wants to sound like that.
So Steve, where did you come up with the phrase twat waffle?
It's out there.
Nico brought it up to me years ago before it was common. I truly believe I think he made it up because he actually made it up on the spot when we were talking.
I
He was
never,
like he stuttered and stumbled and then he just came up with a phrase and it came out of his face.
All right, what are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
you.
Oh, okay. That works for me.
They say that you sound a little garbled, bro, when you were doing your intro.
Yeah, you got like a little gargly sound. Like even your sounds
Was that from everybody?
No, it's just you.
No, I mean, did everybody
We
hear the
all
same
hear
thing?
that?
Yes, a little bit.
Huh.
Just a tiny bit, not too much.
It's weird.
But I thought it was just me because I was running on Cyberpunk on the other screen because you made me want to play.
It's possible. Yeah. Okay, so that encompasses your day. Each day that you get to your job, you get to this innocuous nothing job that it feels like when you get, as soon as you get into your cube, into your little office, and by little office I mean there's a door, you open it, there's maybe a 4x5 room desk, what amounts to a DOS matrix computer, one of those old ones from the 80s with a floppy disk slot and everything, old mechanical keyboard, a coffee mug with pencils sticking up, a piece of paper that's blank, and then you sit. As soon as you turn on the computer, you wake up again. It's nighttime. You know that you have to go to work. You hear this alarm. There's a display on the wall. That's the only sign of everything is the tech level is heightened in this world that you're in now, except there are certain elements that seem to be still in the past. Sort of like if you haven't already seen Loki, it's completely in the future, futuristic, except they're using old style tech.
There's anachronisms
Yes.
in play.
So the last thing that you remember before you wake up again is that there was an explosion. There was an explosion just on the floor above you, okay? And there was a bright light as you were heading to the telepad. The telepad takes you to the shuttle that takes you to the factory that you work in, or to the company that you work in. And when that bright flash happened, a bunch of people that were about 10 feet ahead of you in line to get to the telepad had been vaporized. And by vaporized, I mean vaporized. There's a complete circle that is missing from the side of the building before their exterior shields click on, and a bunch of people had already gotten sucked out. There were the guy at three apartments down from you. He was about 10 people ahead. The only thing that was left is his right calf, his right calf, foot, and shoe, and then his left thigh, knee, calf, foot, and shoe. And once you get your bearings, and this would be the same for you too, D, except your perception isn't necessarily as heightened as Seraph's, but you do feel a sense of unease, a sense that something is wrong, that something is not right with what's going on around you, but you just can't place it. You can't place it. And the thing that really drives everyone in this group at this point is the urge to go to work, is the urge to repeat this task, this moment in time where you wake up, you're falling behind, you're almost going to be late, you get there, you get to your cube, you come back. But each time there was subtle differences. Now, to your mind, it's the current day, but everything that happened the day preceding it seems like a dream, a fading dream. The only one that can keep that in his mind completely, the only two that can keep the events in their minds more fresh than the rest of you would be Morgan and Seraph, for differing reasons. Then comes Patch, then comes Sage, and then everyone else. Because of specifics in their characters' backgrounds and trainings, you're able to retain those memories. Okay? Now for Sage and for Morgan, the memories are even some memories have been crystallized in the form of Could that have been a nightmare? Could that have been a dream? That couldn't have been real because it was so surreal that when you wake the next day, it's like, did I just have a nightmare? I'm in my room, I'm safe, but I'm late. I'm going to be late. I need to get ready. I need to leave. For Sage, there were differing, some matter-of-fact differences. First, no one's in his bed, then someone's in his bed, and then someone with fur and titties in his bed. And yeah, so there's that. So for you two, and the same for Id, you're all in that state. Now for Id, your senses are tuned differently in this environment. You are aware of your own psychic powers. We already went over this, but just as a refresher, your ability to touch the psychic realm seems to be muted. You feel it. It's almost as if someone has you in like a chokehold, but it's nothing physical. It's all in your mind. It's like a chokehold on your abilities. Like something is restraining you from exerting your true potential. Okay. When that grenade, it was a fusion grenade. You were, those of you who were present recognized it. There's a terrorist cell that's been operating in the city. It doesn't have a name, but they're notorious. It's the Black something. You just can't place it. Now, when that grenade goes off and you all get your bearings, for Sarah, for D, the first person that you see hop down is Sage had been vaporized. I'm sorry. It was Morgan. He hops down because he needs to get to the telepad. You recognize him from his ruby red hair. You know, he's one of the rare gingers in a sea of brown and blonde and dark browns. And you make eye contact, but for a split second, some notion of recognition, and then he heads to the telepad. That day proceeds again. You get to the factory, you get to your stations. There's a commotion with Morgan that he has to be restrained by security. The second day is when, the third day, you hear of a commotion from the floor above you. Now you're on the 82nd floor, there's the 83rd floor. This building, goes up to 110 floors. Now, on the 83rd floor, there was a commotion with guards and two people who deemed rebels, two terrorists. You can see them posted. The actions of the terrorists and what had happened with Morgan getting curb stomped on the wall, his brain splatting, Crimson Sage doing some hacky-sacky flips, ultimately to get electrocuted to the point where his eyes explode. The visceral images are not censored. They're for everyone to display. A lot of people are horrified. There's a dog howl somehow in the audio. That's off camera. When the little guy, the little brown guy, gets electrocuted and his eyes explode. So, this is the following day. You all wake. Okay, give me 1 second. This is not as subtle as I thought it was going to be. Here we go. Let's try this one. Okay. All right. Now, everyone wakes. Sage, the moment of your death doesn't yield the same results as before, in that you're only conscious for a second, because when you wake in that environment, that weightless water-like environment, there is one of those creatures staring directly at you, and he's holding up his hands he's doing like those old Naruto episodes where he's doing the hand gestures, and that is putting you to sleep faster, even despite your desire to stay conscious. When you wake up with this splitting headache. Okay. and Shiori's next to you. She's sitting up on the bed. She's getting dressed. She's like, are you gonna get up? We're gonna be late. Because now you can hear the alarm.
Yeah, give me a moment.
So she goes into that little corner where the sonic shower is, and she turns it on. You can hear as she's washing off a layer of her fur that she was ready to shed just comes off and coats the bottom of your sonic shower. She's talking the whole time, just yammering about nothing. In the same vein of you're with someone a long time, after a while you're able to tune them out, but that headache is still there. Everyone else has that same sensation. Seraph and Id, again, you Seraph, when you wake, the one thing that is troubling you the most after you wake is this: you have sensations. There's no heads-up display in your eyes. There's nothing to that relates to your previous existence. It's just sight. You're seeing like a human would see. And for all intents and purposes, you are human, but you're looking at your hands, moving your fingers, touching your fingertips, touching your body, your face. You have facial hair. It's like you get up, you look in this little small folding mirror that's embedded in the wall, and the face that you're looking at it's yours. Clearly, it's your reflection, but it's not yours. You know this. You feel it. But then to your right, you can see the flash of your alarm, and it's 37 minutes until your start of your shift. And it takes approximately 35 minutes in order to get from your apartment, to the second. It takes 35.3 minutes to get from point A to point B.
Right. At a normal move.
Correct.
I'm gonna try something different. Something is of interest to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna rush.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna try and get there earlier than I normally would.
Okay.
Basically, when I'm getting online, I'm looking for that guy with the red hair. You said there was a flash of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a reason for that.
Okay. There's no directory that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the last time you said he was in line ahead of me.
No, what happened was that terrorist attack, he jumped down because he jumped after all when people were in the kerfuffle, and he jumped down from the floor above you. Somehow he jumped down,
okay.
and then he was in your line of sight. So he came from the floor above you.
Okay, so he came from the floor above me. All right, gonna get to work early, and try and see if I can spot him.
Okay. You come out into the hall, and at the end of the hall, you can see these centurions. And I say centurions in that they're clearly artificial. There's some recognition in what you're looking at. They have a marionette type quality, but they're armed with these X475 pulse laser rifles that you know can do serious damage, which stands out because you're just like, this is just a regular domicile. Why the pseudo military presence? And these two androids, these two artificial life forms, weren't there the day before. You know this. There were women there before, really tall, giant women with these helmets that covered all of their head. They ended in a point, and they had these visors, these solid metal visors that covered their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you enter the hallway, it's deafening silence. It's like your door, as soon as you open it, echoed. The hall extends from where you're standing. You're almost dead set in the middle. There are 25 apartments to your right and 24 apartments to your left. On both sides, by the way.
Okay.
There are no numbers. They're just symbols. You sort of recognize them. But
I look at each one as I'm walking.
yeah, in each one, there are a series of dashes. And there are a series of vertical dashes that and dots that are in different patterns, but there's only 3. So there's three vertical dashes, but they comprise of different. They're in different spots. The long dashes with 2 dots. You get what I'm saying? It's just randomized as you go through, but there seems something familiar about that. You make your way. Are you making your way towards the Centurions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you make your way towards the Centurions. That you can hear their Iron Man like gears turning. Looking at you. The closer you get, the taller they become. They're about 7 feet, and they both regard you as you walk towards them. And it's like,
Your shift has not begun. Return to your domicile.
I respond, my shift will start shortly, and I have unfinished work from the day before.
so you can, for a moment, they just stand perfectly still, and their heads, they go back into their original position.
Proceed.
I continue on.
Okay, you step on the telepad, and you were thinking 83, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you were thinking 83, so that's where you walk out of. When you get to that, the Centurions are there. Again, they don't regard you, but the hallway looks the same. Same dashes, same. It's really weird. It's weird, familiar at the same time. It's like, this is how this is. This is the world I live in. But you're on 83 now.
All right. And I walk along and see if I see a door with the corresponding set of dashes and dots like my own. Vertical lines and dots like my own.
You do. You eventually
Okay.
come to it, and you find it. Yeah.
I open the door.
Okay. So
Or does it open?
It doesn't. It has a handprint pad. But there is each one has a hand scanner, and below them there's a red button or a red plastic that's screened. That to be the pseudo doorbell.
All right. So, I'm early for my shift, though, but still, I press the doorbell.
Okay. Patch, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So as you're getting ready, you can hear the boop, boop. On the screen, the security feed comes on. You can see from your door. You can see someone that's standing there. He's tall, dark, olive-skinned, closely cropped hair. Looks familiar. But he is another worker. He's wearing his coveralls, same as you would. He has different markings, but he's just standing there.
So I answer the door.
Okay. Door opens. You face each other. There's that recognition again, but Seraph he's a human, so that's where the recognition ends. It's something in the eyes. He looks like he has cybernetic eyes, but that's not unusual for people to have cybernetics.
No. So I address. How can I help you?
Who? Do I recognize him?
There is recognition, but that's where it ends.
It's a I know this person.
It's a deja vu. I know this person. I recognize him. I've seen him. He's familiar.
I wish to speak with you about an anomaly in my project. May I come in?
Sure. We got a little bit of time.
All right, so I step in.
Okay. This is all on you guys. So, Yep.
So what's the anomaly?
The anomaly is that something is off. Have you ever seen a worker with red hair on this floor?
Oh yeah, short little annoying chap.
Does he seem familiar to you?
Well, I see him all the time, so I have this overwhelming urge to forget about him every time I do see him, though. But
I saw him for the first time yesterday. And I recognized him, but I did not know from where or who exactly he was.
do I remember his name? Lou?
No.
That's
You guys hadn't.
see him.
You guys hadn't interacted up to this point.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't know him. I see him all the time too.
You know you're annoyed by him. That much you know.
Yeah.
Every negative or positive connotation that your characters actually have towards the characters have towards each other, you still have them. You just don't understand why. It's just that, like, I don't know that guy, but I don't like him.
Yeah, I got a deep-rooted sense of annoyance every time I see him, but other than that, I haven't really interacted with him much. Is he part of your project? Is he part of your team?
No, he is not part of my team, but it seems that you are. Our doors bear the same markings.
What do you mean about? So I look at my door. Let's look at the door. What's in the door?
It has it's essentially your door number.
That's it?
That's it.
The carvings or molding on the doors?
It's not a molding.
Anything
It's just like it's just a marking. It's just a marking. It's 3 dots. It's a dash, 2 dots, a longer dash, 1 dot, and then a full dash. And by dash I mean like maybe 4 inches long, half an inch wide.
Is that Morse code for my name?
No.
Is that Morse code at all?
No. I will give you. I'm going to give you. Take a perception roll.
Lou, you keep saying dashes. You mean vertical lines?
Vertical
That's
lines.
what you're saying.
I'm sorry. Yes, vertical lines.
All right. So it's okay. So I mean,
why
I'm
don't
looking at it.
You guys can roll. You guys can both roll perception. I'll give you this. The difficulty is going to be a 17. Okay.
All right. Give me a moment.
Damn.
By 1.
Let's see.
Do you
What
have-
time is it? 10? I'm gonna give it. Damn. Let me see what happens for him first.
Okay. As he's looking at it, he has the door open, right, Seraph? So as he's looking at it, and you're looking at it, what the hell? All right, I'm gonna mute Big Balls because apparently he can't control his dog. This dog's going crazy. Now, as you're looking at it from the position that you're in, somehow you're turning your head, right? Because it's just you're still like trying to figure it out, but your head turns and then it starts looking like a binary code as you turn your head and it's turning sideways.
But he says that. I look at him.
No, he doesn't say it. I'm just putting it out. That's what he sees.
Yeah, and my response to that is,
So when he says that, I look at him. You figure something
You look at him
out?
and you can see his head is turned, but it could just be that he's cocked his head and he's staring at you, but he's looking past you and towards the door. He's just looking at him and looking at the door like, what are you looking at? What do you see? You know what I mean?
No, I sincerely asked him, like, you figure something out? Because he made that sound, and that sounds very familiar to me. He said we got things that are familiar that we recognize, you said, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that sound is insanely familiar to
Yes,
me.
yes. Definitely.
do you know? I assume that you know binary.
Oh, yeah, that's simple language. So I look back at the door.
So
Not these days, everybody's non-binary.
oh my lord. Here we go. Canceled already.
And all the transgenders leave. Anyway,
Unbelievable. Trying to uncancel. Thank you, sir.
You ruined that with Thundercats, dude.
What? Thundercats is cool.
Yeah, YouTube's gonna take it down.
Yeah, no. Well, they'll just tell me to block the song, but I don't care. Anyway, now when you look at him, you see his head turn. So I'll say that you mimic the movement and you just looking at it like just for that spike. His perception of binary is going to be more acute than yours, just by his very nature.
yeah.
But eventually you're like, wait, this looks like you come to that. Just takes you a little bit longer. It takes you a mealy 15 seconds to finally get that light bulb to bzz, bzz, bzz. Oh, okay, I see this. It looks like a piece of a piece of binary code.
All right. So I jot it down.
Okay.
How much time do I have before we have to leave?
You officially have 32 minutes.
And is that enough time? Or-
Now you can hear people opening their doors and starting to file out. Now you guys are you're getting prepared. She already talking your head out. She's still she's like, "Are you getting up?" Or let me go to I'm gonna go to Id. Id, that whole experience. It took you a while to orient yourself, just a little bit longer than you have in the previous days, because these impressions are leaving these psychic, not scars, but psychic memories. Like they're embedding themselves into your mind, and they're starting to overlap. And by overlap, I mean like when you get up that same morning, it's as if you got up the same way every single time. Exactly at the same time, you're looking at the clock on the wall, and the lights that's streaming in from outside. Remember, this is a Neo Tokyo vibe city, as it's streaming in from that small portal that you are allowed as far as daylight, even though you don't remember ever seeing daylight. It's just night. It's just the neon. You're already dressed this time when you sit up. You don't feel like you showered, although you don't smell like night sweat. You don't smell like you've been sleeping in your clothes. So there's those subtle differences. and you can see on the wall 32 minutes to the start of your shift. You have before you start getting your credits demerited. You have 37 credits. Are you there, Id?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna sit up out of bed, holding my head. Just, I gotta stop drinking. I'm starting to go crazy. Like all the days are starting to run together.
Then you from your left, you hear, yeah, you are a pretty fucking lightweight. It startles you, and then you see her again. She was on. She had her back to you. She was facing the wall, and she turns and is staring at you. Her eyes her eyes have changed. They were green, but now they're brown, really dark brown, almost to the point of black. But it could be just a trick of the light. And she's like, "What the hell are you staring at? Do I got something on me? I don't have a bug on me. You don't have bugs in here, do you?"
No, I have no bugs. It's your eyes. They're as beautiful as the moonlit night.
So she was like looking, you know, when you freak a woman out, and she's just like, you don't have to, and it takes her a few, and that was pretty sexist of me, but who gives a shit? Anyway, so she's just like, she sits up, she's like, does that actually work? She gets up. Fucking
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Oh God, why do I have sex with you? It goes into the shower.
I like to think because it's good, but hey.
Ugh, it's just free. Let's not get crazy. And she turns on the shower. It's like, oh, by the way, I'm not gonna be able to make it tonight. There's been some craziness happening in Sector 3. Something related to these terrorists. I don't know. Some crazy redhead guy. We're still trying to piece it together.
You know, since you're doing me a favor, I could be on the lookout for this crazy redheaded guy. If you give me a little more information about what's going on.
She's like, oh, look at it. The little guy wants to be a big policeman.
No, I just like to be helpful. I mean, hey, you're saying you're stressed out. You seem a little stressed.
She said you failed the entrance exam like what, a dozen times? You don't need to try to continue to impress me. I am as unimpressed as the first time you failed. She starts getting dressed. She says so, and walks over to you, and the closer she gets, the taller she gets. So you're just like, wait a minute, how did this bitch get so big? You don't remember her. She's almost like 6'3" at this point. So
I'm more concerned about how big this room is.
Right. She's getting before you can remember seeing her eye to eye, and now you're eye to shoulder. Listen, you stay cute, stay available. That's all you need. You don't need to. Don't put yourself out. We'll take care of it. Besides, one roaming ginger. I mean, we pretty much eliminated their kind a long time ago. It's just an anomaly. Probably a mutant. Who knows?
Fair enough. Well,
So
even if I do see a lookout,
let
I'll
me,
let you know.
She's like, I'm gonna leave first. I really can't be seen coming out of this apartment. So she cups your face. She's like, and gives it that little tap. She's like, have a good day, and turns around and walks out. As she opens the door, she looks from the side to the side. Your neighbor across, he opens the door and he stops and stares at her. And she's like, "What are you looking at, civilian?" And he's like, and he slams the door. And she walks out. She's just like, and then closes the door behind.
Well, I start getting ready, thinking to myself, well, the day already started off, right? Let me get to work before I start getting some deductions.
I need you to roll perception. Your target is going to be a 12.
Here we go. It's weird as a psychic that I don't have any bonuses to this.
Hey, man, it's what you rolled up. Well, I'm lowering your target because you're a psychic in this particular scenario.
Okay.
I'll give that to you.
Much appreciated. I rolled a 15.
Where'd you roll it? I don't see it.
It's, do you not see it on the side?
I see it. It's there on the bottom. You rolled a
Okay,
15.
there it is. Yeah, I see it. Okay. Just looking at the screen, it's not coming up.
GM is cheating.
I do that. A lot.
I don't see a 15.
No, I got you. I got you.
He's like, I got you. All right, there it is. All right. Okay. And when you close, she closes the door, and you're getting up. You're having that thought, and you just happen to catch you look up in your reflection in that small mirror, and it's one of those creatures. You see, it lifts its head and stares right at you for a second. You're startled. You blink a couple of times, and then you're staring at yourself again.
Like, oh, I'm seeing things. I mean, I thought I was a hideous beast. Maybe that says a lot about me. Maybe I need
No, you are.
He's like, thank God I look so damn pretty right now.
Maybe I need to stop sleeping with this chick. She's turning me into a monster.
Well, at least she's
No,
not.
you are.
At least she's not a
You are.
canine.
Not yet. At the rate this going, she probably will be.
Okay. Everyone gets. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to Seraph and Patch real quick, and then expand this to everybody else. So, staring at the door, people are starting to file into the hall. You copy that the code on your door. What exactly is everybody else doing? What are you guys ultimately going to do in this moment before
Okay,
I
so
bring it into the larger group?
I have unresolved actions that I took last session.
Yeah, as far as the exorcism, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Okay, that would influence what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, me is the code that I deleted. I was starting to delete.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the code of line that I just found on the door, as we're leaving, I'm gonna go into my thing and see if I can find that code of line that matches.
Okay. And Seraph?
I look at him and I say, I will try to come here again.
I look at him and I say, you know what? I actually might like that.
Okay. Now, for Vona, when you wake that very next day, you could distinctly remember this in a. It feels like you did it in a dream where you had this ability to expel this creature. You did it on Shiori. You did it on Sage's companion. When you did it in that fugue state, in that fugue state, she had twisted and turned and just, like it's almost as like she was metamorphosing. Her skin had turned black. Her fur had fallen off. You can see its distending muscles expanding and contracting. And finally, she hunched over onto the ground and then turns to you.
That's far enough, Gypsy.
And that's when you wake up. Just like now you can feel something in your finger. You can feel like a numbness in your fingertips. You're just
I'm gonna inspect my fingertips.
You're looking at your hand. It looks like you're wait, no. You have no fingerprints. They're just gone. And your fingertips they're discolored. Discolored in the sense that they're paler than the rest of your fingers. You can still feel them, but they're tingly.
I'm gonna go ahead and retrieve my crystal ball.
Okay. When you go to your storage space, you grab your crystal. Once you touch your crystal ball, you can the weight of it. It's causing the tingling to become a stinging sensation, and you can. It's starting to hurt. If you ever had your fingers so cold that anything that you touch hurts. That's that sensation when you're touching that crystal ball. Almost as it's like it's a combination of a cold and like an electrical current that's right on your fingertips. It's causing you to want to let go, but I'm not gonna force you to let go. But that's what your fingers is just wanting to not feel that. Your body is not wanting to feel that sensation because it's starting to become painful.
For the moment, I'm going to set it down in front of me, and I'm going to sit down.
Okay.
With it directly in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm going to sort of meditate a little bit, and then I'm going to try and touch it and connect to it.
Okay. And by connecting to it, you mean what? I think I have an idea of what you're talking about. I just need you to clarify.
It's just like, what I would do to do a reading for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and connect with the crystal ball.
Okay. So here's what happens. You take a few moments. You can hear that. You can hear that alarm from that's blaring on your wall from your digital alarm. All these sensations start to mute around you. The sounds of people walking in the hallway, the alarm, they start to fade, and you touch the crystal ball. When you do that, you're in this void, this dark space. You have but there's a light that's hitting you, but when you look for the light source, you don't see it. It's one of the weirdest things. You look down and there's like a cone of light. There's a circle of light around you. You look up, there's no light coming from that would normally be coming from that angle where the light is. Just as you're trying to orient yourself to these surroundings, you can hear this voice, this familiar voice. Come closer, boy. And you look up, and then another light clicks on. Like those cinematic lights, they click on. You can see a woman, an old woman in a rocking chair. She has a knitted shawl, a long black dress with a white frill, this white frock around her, the white frill coming up from under her sleeves, and she's just staring at you with this single-toothed smile. Come closer, boy.
I'll will myself closer.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's more astral than physical.
No,
right?
it's physical. You're there. You can feel yourself, but you're in these weird clothes, this weird suit that you don't recognize, and you walk closer to her, and she's saying, "Well, look at you, all so brave to venture into this place. What brings you here?"
I don't know where I am.
Oh, wow. I think you do. Think harder.
I'll focus harder on where I am.
Now you can hear these whispers. Just give me a moment. I'm going to find that because I did have that. So, first of all, let me change. Change this. Okay. And Just think harder, and you start to try to focus, and you just. Sorry, it's the wrong one. Trying to make this ambience work here. There we go. You can hear it surrounding you. And the void starts to pulsate around you, around the light between you and the woman. She says, "You know exactly." She points to you. She says, "You know exactly where you are and where you need to be. But they grow stronger every day that you're here. You and your friends. You came here thinking you were brave, but you were not." All right, give me a second. I invite. All right, there he is. You can hear the whispering, right? I'm assuming you can hear the sound.
Yeah, it's coming through.
In that pulsating, you can see these ephemeral, dark movement, and every so often you can catch the glimpse of crimson for the eyes. You can see them every so often. They peer at you, and then disappear. Different spots, different angles, but in all of that. Now you start feeling a pressure, as if something is weighing on you. The light ring, the ring of light that was at your feet. Hold on a second. The ring of light that surrounded you, you're looking down at it, and you can see it start to contract. You can see it contracting around her. You first notice it around her. As you're looking around, she's still smiling that one-tooth smile. And she's rocking back and forth, but behind that smile, in her eyes, you can see panic. You can see her eyes start welling up and tears start coming down. Now you notice that her hands are starting to tremble. You know, and she again lifts her hands up, and she's like, "You know exactly where you are."
Okay, I'm going to try to push the shadows away using whatever will I can muster.
The will that you can muster is keeping you here, but it's becoming more and more it's becoming harder and harder for you to concentrate.
All right, I'm going to try and pull the full as much as I can, the full nature of where we are with me when I go back.
Okay. Once you will yourself back, as you're doing so, in that black haze, you can barely make out these. They look like lines, as they're just like opening up. The lines that I'm describing, they look like the vertical lines from your door, and you can see them peppered here and there, as you wake again, and you're back in your room. And the whispers, they fade to nothing in your mind.
Okay. How much information was I able to bring back?
As far as what you can remember, it's fresh in your mind for right now. But like in a dream, you're remembering it crystal right now. everyone has that moment when you have that really vivid dream where you wake and you're like, I remember everything, but by noon, you're just like, what was I dreaming about? You only remember certain parts of it.
Right. Okay, so is there a paper and pen or pencil
No,
in the room?
no.
Okay.
You have your watch.
Okay.
Remember, everybody had the watches, and they had
Yeah.
the virtual screen that pops up that you can type into the air.
So I'm gonna type everything that I remember into there right now.
Okay. When you
And-
as you're doing that, something catches your eye. You know, you're typing the light from the light from the screen's illumination. It's something glints. I'm not gonna make you roll, but you just happen to move. You move your arm and you look down, and you can see what looks like a brooch. You can see this. It doesn't have it doesn't have a face, but it looks like a brooch.
Okay, and by brooch, I'm assuming you mean like a little pin thing.
Yeah, the pin that they
Yeah,
have. Yeah.
Okay.
The Agatha Harkness hat, that kind of a brooch.
I'm gonna pick it up and examine it.
When you pick it up, your fingertips immediately, like, you move it to the palm of your hand, because it's like touching a live wire. You're like, fuck. You're able to grab it and then just move it to the palm of your hand, but you can feel you can see your fingertips. They're starting to blacken very subtly, right at the edge of of the top knuckle. You can see it starting to blacken.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and stow the crystal ball on me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to wrap up the brooch and anything I might have to wrap it up in,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take that with me separately.
All right. So for theory, you wake up, you go through your ritual. The subtle differences you're picking up here, small cues, something in your room that's a little out of place. You in your storage area, when you opened it to get to your uniform,
Mhm.
you noticed it looks like a piece of art. It's like like an obelisk, and it's attached to a piece of rock. It's about 8 inches high, about 4 inches wide. It's the centerpiece is oval and it's completely buffed. It's buffed to the point of a shine. It looks bronze. The rest of it looks like it was embedded in a little rock, and it has a little stand. And that wasn't there that you remember.
I examine it.
Mm-hmm. When you
now, do I remember any of my skills at all?
yeah,
Or-
your skills.
Okay.
Pretty much everything's intact.
Okay. So, can I use my I'd like to use my archaeology skill
Mm-hmm.
to see if it's if I know where, like, what kind of, where it might be from, what what kind of origin it might have, things like that.
Okay.
All right. So,
Welcome, Morgan, by the way.
Oh man.
Exactly my response.
Oh wait, I actually got it on the nose.
Okay.
My percentage is 68%. I rolled a 68.
Nice. All right.
So I get it. It's mother of 69. But it didn't fuck me with the extra 1 point. So yeah, so I'm just like making sure it doesn't say made in China or Taiwan or whatever Asian country, because it might have been something I might have bought with my credits or something at some gift shop and I didn't realize it.
Anybody else feel that was a little bit racist? I don't know.
I'm South Asian. I'm South Asian. My character is South Asian. He's Indian. So.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's like a Puerto Rican getting mad at a Dominican or a Mexican.
Yeah, we do that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, actually,
It's internally prejudiced. It's not racist.
You don't like those other people.
Yeah,
it's like American
Why
blacks
is it-
when they don't like Jamaicans.
I love
Why
the,
does his explanation sound a lot like Austin Powers' scene with his father and him
Oh yeah.
talking about?
No, he's like, 2 things I can't stand in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
That. That's what his explanation sounds.
But here's the part of the logic I love. I'm playing a character that's from here, so I can't be racist against those people.
Well, I mean,
Really?
technically he is.
Really?
Technically he is.
Black people
correct.
call each other niggas all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty
So
much.
yeah.
Okay. So,
That was a poor. That was a poor rendition of Tropical
Tropic Thunder. Yeah.
No.
All right. So, coming back to the pseudo reality.
Yes.
When you
So
look,
I'm
you're looking at it.
I'm
You're
looking-
examining
I'm-
it.
Yeah.
You've seen this thing before, and it's giving you a sense of familiarity that isn't necessarily a good thing.
Mm.
It's like this something's weird here, and you can feel it. It has a weight to it that is it belies its stature,
Right.
meaning it's like you just lifted a 50-pound dumbbell. Now you can lift it, but
Right.
you're just like, this should not weigh this much.
Right. I mean, bronze is not a light metal.
It's not a
still.
light metal, but it's certainly not
Not this heavy.
this heavy
not like
for,
it's gold.
for this size. Yes.
Yeah, it's not like it's gold. Yeah. Okay.
Roll a perception.
Okay.
Target is a 13.
13.
Mhm.
Okay. And the it's IQ bonus or is it ME? I
It's
forget.
ME bonus on the IQ chart.
Okay. ME bonus with IQ.
The
check.
IQ bonus on the ME chart. is
That's what I
reversed.
said.
All right. So
Oh, you did it.
roll a 13. My ME is a 20.
Your IQ.
Yeah, it's your IQ on the ME chart.
Right. So my IQ is 17. So it gives me with the +1.
Plus 2.
Yeah.
Plus 1.
Plus 1.
Or the plus.
Okay, so that would be a 14.
Oh,
Okay.
Wait. No, actually, if it's an IQ on the ME chart, then IQ is 17 is +3%. So that would really be a +3.
No. It's not the percentage. It's the mental endurance.
Okay, so there's +1.
Okay.
So I got a 14.
You're turning this thing over, and at the bottom, you can see this. It's round, right? It looks like it's similar to this, in the sense that you can see it glinting. It's silver,
Okay.
right? It's silver. It's round. You instinctually rub your hand on it because your ability, you have to touch something,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
As we've discussed your ability and the understanding of it, it's a different it's a different surface area. It's not in line with everything around it. When you touch it, you just like you can feel this this sense of like an energy boost. Like you just drank like 5 cups of coffee. It's like, oh
Yeah.
like you pull your
I
hand
like
away.
8 4 locos.
Yeah,
Okay.
you pull your hand away
That's
from it.
called cocaine.
Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure Spanky's gonna pull out a cocaine can. There we go. I knew he was.
No,
gonna
I
do
meant-
it.
Oh wow!
I knew he
No,
was.
I meant-
Wow!
I
What
knew
the
it.
hell?
No, I meant actual cocaine.
So.
Do you have some crystal meth in there too?
Right. Seriously.
Yeah.
He's like, it's crystal meth in a can.
Crystal meth in a can.
Warning: may contain anaconacova. All right. So
Wow.
when you pull your hand away, you still have that feeling, but now you can see this. It had your an impression of your finger, not your print, but your finger,
Right.
and then it slowly fills itself into where it was before.
Huh. Okay. So like an indentation.
Yes.
An indentation, and then just pops back into place.
Yeah, but
Okay.
slowly. It's not like a pop.
No. It just like if I push my finger in clay.
Yes.
And just okay, got it. All right. So it's heavy, but porous, it's soft.
That
That's
part
different.
is porous. Yes.
Okay.
So it's a heavy sponge.
Yeah.
It's a
In a
sponge
way,
from space.
a metallic sponge.
Can I use my chemistry skill to
No.
make an educated guess on the type of
Makeup.
metal or compound it is?
Hmm.
Oh, I have chemistry analytical. I have analytical chemistry.
Okay, make that roll.
Yeah, that would be the best one.
There's a 20% penalty on your roll.
Well, I need. Let's see. I got a 68, so I need a 48.
know.
48 or less.
All right, let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Let's see what I get. I got a 7. Woo-hoo!
Okay.
Analytical chemistry.
So the give on it suggests that it could be a silver,
Okay.
but there has to be another compound to make it
Right.
to make it move. It
Right.
has to be something else that's moving it, because there doesn't seem to be any moving parts on the outside of this thing. But that should not happen. Metal doesn't do that naturally anyway, unless it's liquid.
It depends on the type, because there are different types of elements,
Mhm.
right? And they have like
Different corresponding.
right. So it's like it's metallic, but it's considered like non-metallic. So it can
Like
be
mercury?
brittle. It can be brittle. Yeah,
Right.
like mercury.
But this-
mercury is a metal.
But this
it's
isn't.
like,
But this isn't a liquid at all.
no. But I'm just saying. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Like they're different.
I'll defer to
know,
you, but in this specific
In this
instance,
case, it's not it. Right.
that's not it.
I'm gonna jam my 2 fingers in to
Mm-hmm.
see how porous. See if it's any porous or if I can puncture through it.
Mhm.
Just to see.
That's what she said.
It screams.
Yeah.
You hear 3. That 2, 3. Oh.
I hear boop boop.
If it squirts, I'm running.
Drop it. All right. So you do that. When you do that again, you feel that corresponding jolt of surge of energy. But
Okay.
now you're just like oh, huh. You can't pull your fingers out, and you just happen to look up and you just see your reflection, and you're just like, you can see it's like you're prematurely aging. You're just like. It's like pulling.
I'm gonna try to
you can-
pull my fingers out.
Roll a strength check, please.
What is that? A 20?
Roll a 20. Yep.
Nice side dice.
You rip your arm off.
Circular motions, counterclockwise.
Right.
Sweet everywhere.
Well, it's 15.
Okay. So you pull your fingers out finally, like
Es que
now
no te lo he puesto mal a la mañana, ya.
your fingers are coated in this metal now, and when you look at what you pulled out, you can now see this dust on the ground. It's like turned. It
Adolfo,
crystallized.
you're talking over him. We can't hear anything.
Yeah, mute yourself, please. You pulled your hand out, and in that motion, you can your hands are covered in this fine metallic powder. Your fingers,
Right.
and then in the in the actual motion of pulling your fingers out, everything else that came out with it, and it just hits the ground into this fine metallic powder.
Okay.
And you're just like, you look at your reflection, and you can see your gaunt features starting to fill in again.
All right. Man.
Sucked your life.
Oh, they're called metalloids. So it's not metal specifically, but it's got like, so like a powder, a metalloid would be like boron.
Okay.
So something like that. I'm just, so it's got a crystal. I'm just giving you, it's like, so it might be like crystalline, but it looks like silver or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. I'm generally just going to make educated guesses that this is definitely, it's not a pure metal. It's a compound probably made up of, I'm just going to use boron as an example and be like, okay, but I don't know what the energy, what corresponding thing.
Everything that corresponded with all the effects that just happened correspond to nothing that you know.
Right.
So.
And do I have my ring on? I always put my ring on. I think now when I before, like in the first part, I didn't have my ring on.
Right or left hand?
I believe I wear it on my. I think this character's right-handed, so I think I wear it on his left hand.
Okay. So yeah, you have it on your.
All right. So I
could have said right hand, but. Yeah, you touch the water and all your equipment disappears.
Yeah.
And you have a ring.
Okay.
No, I am naturally left-handed, right?
Right.
But lefties tend to wear everything the opposite way. So.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
yeah.
This powder's on your hand. You can see that you have 30 minutes before the beginning of your shift.
Okay,
and
so
the credit penalties are imposed.
All right. So I take if I have any towels or anything in the room or like paper towels or anything, I try to gather as much of it as I can off the floor.
You have cloth.
Right?
There's no paper here.
Cloth, all cloth.
Mm-hmm.
What about
there's
how
like
many
cloth.
towels?
There's like cloth. You have one bath towel, one hand towel. That's it.
I take off my pillowcase.
Okay.
My pillowcase off, and try to see if I could just
scoop it in.
Scoop as much as I can, or it'll get on it regardless, even if it's not in a clump. I just do that.
Okay.
Right, and I leave it near my bed, and I try to hope that it's there the next time I wake up, because I'm starting to realize I'm having the deja vu is getting consistent. Correct.
Yes.
Right. So I'm starting to remember. Do I remember making that? Do I remember making that drawing about the ley line from the day before?
Vaguely.
Okay.
I'm gonna explain it this way. When you get to the point where you see them again, that's when you remember.
Okay. All right. All right, so I just started getting ready for work.
Okay.
And you said there's no notepads, no pens, nothing that I can mark, or I can write anything down, correct?
No, just your watch.
Just the watch. All right, so just the watch. So what I do is I make a note of my watch. Do that really quickly, and start getting ready for work.
Okay.
I wash my hands. I don't touch my face. I wear a mask.
Okay.
Social distance.
When you use the sonic faucet, actually the faucet is water. It's just a shower that's a sonic. Now the water just beads right off of your fingers. Can't wash it off. It beads right off of those two fingers.
Oh, really?
Can't wash it off.
When I get in the shower, when I get in the sonic shower, I hold my hands out. Does it do anything to the?
No.
Your fingers up your butt.
And it's not sticky, but it's just staying in my
finger,
right?
It's coated in dust, like if you put your fingers in talcum powder.
Does it smell?
So yeah.
You up your butt, they would. No.
There's no scent.
Okay. Right.
Does it smell fruity?
Only when I stand next to you.
Yeah, I got problems.
No, it's an inside joke.
Yeah, I'm well aware. Okay.
The powder is you said the powder is silver?
Yeah, it's metallic. It's silver. It could either be steel or silver, but it has that luster.
Okay, so the color, I'm just saying the color is like a silverish
Yes.
white. Okay,
Yes.
got it. All right. I just get ready to go to work and
Okay.
I ponder what it is that I might have come across.
All right.
So
I'm gonna come to D on this one. So for D, let's transform here.
To
Now,
explode.
Henshin. I was watching the toys that made us and how that they came out of the crib.
sorry. It's on autoplay. It shouldn't be. There we go. Okay.
Now you can't turn.
No, I turned it off. I got it. Shut up. I hate you. When you're in that same fugue state, there's something a little different for you in that you're in this heightened sense that you're going to get into a fight. You feel it. Maybe it's your former training that was beaten into you. Maybe it's the fact that you're tall and ugly. Who the hell knows? 9 foot. What is that? 9 foot tall albino. Unbelievable.
No, I'm 6'5".
9 foot tall albino, like I said. Now, you saw essentially the basics of what everyone saw, that everyone experienced, with the exception of certain minor things that were attributed to their specific personalities. So you don't wake up with a person that's cursing you out and calling you a noodle dick. You're not waking up next to a canine who has 6 titties. You're not waking up with you're not waking up having finger popped a statue. None of that stuff. But when you got up, it's just a feeling like you want to fight. You know, like there's you're looking around your room like.
Now, where am I exactly?
I swear to God. You're in a nondescript, very small. Think of The Fifth Element, but drab. So you remember that apartment he had?
I know. I wanted to make sure exactly, because some guys was walking around and doing stuff. So I'm in this room.
Yeah. So the way I'm describing it, this is all happening simultaneously.
Okay.
Even though I'm doing everyone separately, it's all happening simultaneously. So your sense of that you need to be in battle readiness is just, but you're not a fighter. You're just like, what?
So I'm gonna look at the way I'm dressed.
You're in nondescript boxers, a wife beater. You have 10 fingers, 10 toes.
So my room, my own personal room.
Yes.
Like where I have my sleeping
Yeah.
quarters. So I'm gonna look around the room. I want to know what the room. I know it's very, very basic, just for me to sleep. I just want to look around and see what is anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, so 4 walls. At the foot of your bed, about 10 feet away, there's the sonic shower. It essentially goes into the wall, but once you hit a button, the virtual curtain draws itself so you can just step in and then shower there. To the right of that is a compartment where you would have a refrigerator. They're all embedded in the wall. Very little is sticking out. The only thing sticking out right now is your bed. But once you get up and you hit a button, it pulls itself it folds into the wall. Now, what are they called? Something beds? Murphy beds, right?
Okay, I know exactly what
it folds right into the wall. So once you fold the bed into the wall, it just looks like an empty room. And Very little. There's nothing personal here. No personal items. No posters. No pictures. There's the small. 24 by 36. 24 by 18 by 24 window with the neon streaming in. There is a heads-up display on the wall to your left, adjacent your bed, that is flashing your alarm. And then there's a chyron underneath that says you now have 32 minutes before the beginning of your shift, and then it also lists how many credits you have and the penalty for arriving to work late. And 37 credits can get you food, transportation, and then back home. So you don't want to lose any of those credits. That's what you know.
The urgency for me to get up and go.
Mm-hmm. When you get up, I'm gonna take some liberties, but you get up, you're looking around that room. You just feel angry for some reason. Not angry at the fact that you have to go to work. Not angry at the job you have to do, but you feel like Obama won a third presidency. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what he felt like. But I'm just saying.
He was so stupid.
You do your Thunder the Barbarian yell. Now, when you look in that mirror, you're looking at a face you don't recognize. You're not scarred. You have both eyebrows. Your lips, you don't have any cuts, nothing. And that right there is just like, wait. For a moment, it takes you a moment to just get in sync with what you're looking at. It's your face, but there's nothing to indicate any of the battle scars that you've earned in your training.
So,
and you're looking at your arms, your hands. They seem pristine. You don't see anything on them. No cuts, no bruises, no scars, nothing. For some reason, that's making you even more angry. Like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna check see if I got weapons. Is there anything that hold a closet or something like that?
When
I'm gonna open up the closet and check.
You touch the control panel, the wall opens, and then you can see a rack of clothes come out. Most of them are the same uniform.
I'm just gonna
just start tearing through it. You can see this long black box.
Open it up.
Okay. When you open it up, you can see the foam that lines the top and the bottom, and there was something there, but it's gone. You can see a couple of things, a couple of impressions that were in that box, but they're gone.
All right. So I'm gonna step outside. I'm not even. What I want to do is focus why I'm angry.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to have myself of my fears of trying to get to work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find out where my stuff is at. Why? What's the reason why I'm angry? Why I want to fight?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first thing I want to do, Lou, before I leave out my room, is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go into a meditative state.
Okay.
Due to the fact that I am a magic user,
Mm-hmm.
so we do that. So
Okay.
I'd rather go into a meditative state and try to calm myself before I probably pop a blood vessel.
Okay. When you do that, you go into that meditative state. Hold on for 1 second. I think that was Morgan. I invited him twice back into the thing. Why is it doing that?
I hear Massive Attack?
Who?
Massive Attack. That's what's playing.
Oh, I got nothing on that.
So
Sounds like them.
There we go. Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta. There he is. Yeah. How do you have like $1 million equipment and a $4 modem? What's the matter with you? I feel. I felt like Robert De Niro. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
Be right back.
Stop it already.
Stupid.
shit, I might report him tomorrow. Fuck this.
Don't
Spectre.
make fun of me.
So what? I got an IMAX screen in my bed.
Come with me. We'll see
You cut off.
the imagination.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh my lord. Explanation. Now you got me thinking of a stupid song. If you want to view paradise. It's a great movie. I remember that.
It was. God. Oh, you know Maroon 5 remade that song, right? But creepy.
Of course they did. It's Maroon 5. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's just, you know the projects. My house was mad hot and that shit was like. So I turned on the AC. It's fine now.
I swear to God, only you.
Why don't you set it up with like a little fan? If your modem gets that hot, my modem don't get that hot.
Nigga, if you lived in my apartment, you'd be like,
No. The few times I've been to his apartment, that shit is hell. I think they do that on purpose.
he's been when it's brick cold outside.
No,
you gotta fucking
that's-
wear a tank top in my
I don't
house.
know what the-
I have the AC on. That's
I-
a hot.
No. It's the ready room to get to hell.
Like Satan, please.
It's
you
hell.
can't
It's
stay
like-
in the
It's
wall.
hell's waiting room.
That's why I have 3 air conditioners on.
Damn.
25,000 BTU, nigga, and I got a small ass apartment. I should be freezing. And I'm in a fucking t-shirt. I'm like, I'm hot.
You
Well,
can't.
like they-
you
like
can't
they're-
turn
My
on.
point's proven.
Dude, even in the summertime at night, they're like, oh, it's cool. Burn, nigga!
Calm down.
All right. It's the heat that's making him do that. That's what it is. That's why he's always tired. He's like,
No, it's not. I'm fully energized because I drink those.
he's like, I'm ready to play. Oh, it's so hot.
That's why I am fine now. I have fucking AC behind me hitting me in the fucking back.
Uh
Got like a rocking chair with a knitted quilt.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. There were times where it took so long I had a hoodie and I pass out and wake up fucking, it's like fucking 4 in the morning. Everyone already hung up and shit.
Okay.
Oh, they shit.
No, we're not surprised at all.
It's happened to me. Y'all guys made mad fun of me.
Yes. No, but you snore.
Yeah, I do.
Like Jermaine, that nigga, I don't know what the hell that he does, but it's some weird sound.
Chubby Mexican, you don't have to comment, all right?
Okay. You sit to meditate. And
You okay?
You're just starting to your eyes open just for a second. You can hear those same whispers that I explained to Vona. And it's starting to, you're just like, it's like immediately you get into a stance, a fighting stance that you're just like, wait, how do I know this? You shouldn't know this. You're a worker.
Lou, do I feel any type of psychic energies through my body as being, and now I guess I don't know that I'm a magic user, but do I feel?
You know you have abilities, but they're in this reality they're considered a mutation.
Okay. Where are the whispers? They're just all around?
It's all around you. And you can hear in that taunts that you can hear these whispered taunts.
We
So, so what I want to do, Lewis, is I want to have the. I'm gonna some electricity into my hands.
Okay. You can feel that energy pulsing, and once you do that, the whispers disappear.
Out of sparkles. Okay, let me touch you, little man.
It's like, I think you. I'm a genius. You can't.
That sounded so bad. That sounded so Catholic Church right there.
Well, I am a priest. So it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do now, Lewis? When I look at myself, am I wearing anything besides just my boxers?
Boxers and a wife beater.
Okay. What is my normal getup that I put on all the time?
There's a jumper that you put on. Jumper, socks,
I'm gonna
boots.
put on the jumper, and I want to whatever my normal thing that I do, I want to do the opposite. Well, if I went just straight to work, I'm not going to work,
Okay.
and I'm gonna walk around like my normal way of okay, I go over, I walk, I turn right, I go to an elevator, I come down. No, I want to look for a staircase, go down a staircase. I'm gonna do everything opposite of what I normally do.
All right.
I gotta, because I don't know where I'm at. All I know is just going straight
Actually,
to work. And then from work coming home.
you know where you are. You're home. You know how to get to work. There is no stairs in this building that you can remember ever seeing. There's a telepad at the end of the hall, and it's usually guarded. But you can do whatever it is you're wanting to do. There's just this sense of anxiety that you have to go to work. But here's what happens when you put your jumper on. You walk out as you press the pad to open your door. It slides open, and you can hear voices. You walk out into the hall. You can see people walking by. They're starting to filter out. But to your left, you see this man, olive complexion, and he looks vaguely familiar. And this other person walks out with him as they're talking, and you recognize him. It ends up it's Patch, but you recognize him, but you've never actually spoken with him.
So I'm gonna walk up to him.
Okay, and they're in the midst of talking about. You can see he's typing something in his watch as the door is sliding closed. Someone walks up to you guys, and then Morgan. I'm gonna go to Morgan. Morgan. Now you're in your room. You're just like that moment that you died sent you into another fugue state. Except this time, and you weren't here for the earlier part of it. You're in that well of dark, oily liquid, and you're surrounded by those things again. You quickly, with the way that you can compartmentalize what you see, and just strip it down to its various parts so that you can remember it. The way your eidetic memory works. This one thing that happens is when you come to and you wake, there's one of them. It's not standing. It's floating right in front of you, maybe about, excuse me, about 3 or 4 feet away, which shocks you because nothing was ever this close to you. You can see its long, its oblong face, and I don't remember if I still have the picture, but I'm not gonna try to find it at this point. But it's there, and you've seen Naruto, right? Where they do the hand gestures in order to cast their jutus or whatever they're called. And it's doing the same thing to you. And as it gets to a certain point, you can feel yourself, even through all your willpower, you're starting to get drowsy and fall back to sleep.
Can I lunge at it?
No, you have no center of gravity in this thing. And trying to swim towards it, it's almost as if you're swimming in place. What you do notice to your right is Sage. when you both die, you don't die at the same time, but when you wake at the same time. He doesn't notice you because he has the same vision. There's another one in front of him doing the same thing.
Can I get a handful of this stuff as I go to sleep and fling it at him to wake him up?
No,
So he doesn't go to sleep.
It just I don't know why I'm doing this. No one can see me. It's as if you guys are sitting at a table and I could describe it for which at some point we need to figure out a way to do that, to just do some tabletop. That would be cool. But anyway, now he's to grab it. It has no form. It's just it's as if you're grabbing water. There's
But
nothing
with
to
that little
grab.
bit of water that you can palm, I'm gonna fling it at him.
All right. I mean, and trying to do that, it only disturbs the surrounding element just a tiny bit. Not it has no force, and you don't have enough force in order to push it to where he is. You can see it move, yes, but it loses its velocity.
Validity.
Yeah. so-
Intensity.
intensity, excuse me, as it travels further away from you, like you would when you do the water. Now, he falls asleep. He goes back into that state, and you're turning to this thing, and when you turn back, it somehow even evaded your ability, your heightened senses, to be like right to your face. That again shocks you, and you can see it. It almost looks like it's trying to move, like meld into your face, like it's trying to push itself. It gets to the point where it touches your nose.
Can I bite it? Is it physical?
Okay, hold on for a second. Now, when you can see it's coming towards you, all right, you get that instinct to bite it, to get aggressive. You open your mouth, and suddenly you're filled with this liquid, and you can see it has no human features, just these sets of eyes, and it has this longer face, but you can see these bones just creak up like a smile. The most awful smile that you could ever imagine, a creature with no humanity, with no human face, no human features to make, as it starts flowing inside of you because you opened your mouth.
Yeah.
So you're like, you can feel the pressure as it starts forcing its way down your throat.
I posted the picture in chat.
Oh, he did. Okay, great.
Where?
In the Zoom chat, I would imagine.
I don't see nothing.
Not the screen chat. Not the,
Before you get called, the channel chat before the call starts.
Yeah.
There, he posted it there.
I see. Oh, damn! I remember these.
Yeah.
Ew.
Ew. Okay.
came in your mouth.
So it almost desolidifies as it forces its way into your body. You can literally feel it spreading out. It goes down your throat. It's burning your mouth, your tongue, the inside of your throat, your esophagus. As it hits your stomach, it flows out. You can feel it like it's almost as if it's invading every open space inside your body. And starting to go up and through your shoulders into your arms. You can see the black ink, your veins starting to turn black from green and blue on both your arms. You can feel it in your legs, your feet. Finally, you wake. When you wake, you're just like,
I'm really asleep.
You should like, when you wake, you're like, just trying to squeegee them out of your body. You just, you don't taste anything. It's nothing different. You're back in the room. You can see 32 minutes, 37 credits. Everything is the same. There is. You had done something in the room. I refresh my memory. You had you were looking for something, and you had found it. What was it?
Well,
it was in your closet.
fucked my clock up, my watch, to give myself like a billion credits or whatever.
Okay. So that is back to 37.
Fucking bastards.
Like, what the? Wait, I know I did. This isn't
I'm
right.
gonna, from what happened, I'm gonna use my alien galactic lore, dimensional theory,
Mhm.
demon and monster lore, creatures and magic lore, fairy lore. So that way, oh yeah, my alien xenology, biology, to see what I can come up with this creature can be, as well as my psychic lore.
It's like
Everything that this thing can do, it is vanilla.
what was it? 22.
The answer to the universe.
No, wasn't it 47?
No,
42.
42.
Oh, 42.
42. Like
I knew what he was
42.
talking about. That's
Like,
why I
yes, it was. It would have been helpful if you would have been more descriptive on your question. It's like what? That's some bullshit. Whatever. I'm watching TV. There could possibly be no less than 200 things that could do what it's doing, could have done what it did, but there are too many variables right now
So yeah.
for you to pinpoint it beyond. You went from, in your mind, I'll give you this because of what you are, because of your ability and your heightened sense, your hyper intelligence. You went from theorizing that it could be at least 3,000 possible things to 200. So you
I
whittled
just
it
gotta
down.
find out more variables to
There
weed
are-
out
Yes.
to narrow it further.
That's exactly what you need at this point.
Okay.
You don't feel any different. You don't feel any lighter, any heavier. You don't feel it. You do feel that something's wrong, obviously.
But
Because
in
your
my
mind- your
since
mind-
I've
yeah.
already multiply killed myself over and over. I'm gonna assume that this creature got into me and forced me back into this dream.
That's a wonderful
Theory.
hypothesis that I will not confirm
Agree
or deny,
or disagree with? Oh,
because that would be telling.
you be telling. So I'm gonna see if I go find the rest of these guys. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna see if I find Shitty Shade.
Damn.
I mean Crimson Sage.
Crimson shit.
Shitty Shade.
That's not nice, sir. Sir, not nice.
I am not nice. I'm intelligent.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then that's easy enough to accomplish. You're both on the same floor. So, she's at the door. She's like, are you coming?
I'm telling Shuri, go ahead without me. I'll catch up.
And she she had pressed the panel to open the door, and then she's like, the light hitting her casts a shadow. Her shadow, her profile in that light, way different than it should be. She's like, are you sure? In that shadow, as she's casting it from behind her, like where her eyes would be up here, her ears would be sticking up. There is right around her chest area, you almost spotted, and I'm gonna make you do a perception check. It is a 13 or better.
I got it. Oh,
Yeah, the only thing that can ruin this is a 1.
That's not gonna happen again, you bitch.
1. Number 1.
Zero 11.
Total 16.
Okay, you almost saw one of them. It looks like it just emanated from her, but then she walks towards you, towards the light in the room, and you can see this concern on her face. He's like, "Are you sure? Are you sick?"
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Mexican Shuri to get away. You're role playing.
I'll catch up. Promise.
Okay. You know, as she walks out, she gives, she turns and gives you the that look of concern, and the panel slides closed. So
Now,
for Morgan,
Where
when
was she
you come
exactly
out,
when that light hit her, and what light was it?
she was standing in
Was
the,
it
she was standing
from
in the door
outside?
frame.
Huh?
She was standing in the door frame to go into the
No,
hall.
but I'm saying, was that light from inside the room or from outside in the hallway?
Outside and behind, up and behind her.
Now, why would that light cast something different, and why would I see the wraith? Right. Now, I know that they're doing something to prevent us from thinking or recollecting completely. If we attempt it, it gives us an excruciating headache. I'm going to attempt to continue to keep recollecting, regardless of the intensity of the pain.
Mm-hmm.
But while I'm doing that, I'm fighting off the urge. I'm going to try and completely ignore the anxiety that we automatically feel.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to stay in the room regardless of what happens. I'm thinking to myself, only one or two things can happen. Either I don't play out the scene so it can repeat again, or we get to the end and get past that wall where it's that vortex where people just disappear. Because we haven't seen anything past that. But I don't think there's a way to get to the other side. So I'm going to attempt the first theory first, the first thought process, which is just do absolutely nothing and see what happens if they come after her, or if I actually get to reveal these things, or what have you. But at the same time, I'm going to try and keep myself grounded to realizing this is not real. The reality is that ooze thing that we're trapped in.
Okay. Okay. As you sit, you start to contemplate, you start to think, you start to try to recollect. Yes, that familiar that headache starts to creep in. Center of your head, top center of your head, like a migraine, starts to spread. Now you can hear the door panel. And right as the security feed comes on from the front door, you can see it's Morgan. And he's looking agitated, like from side to side.
I'm ignoring it. I know he's not one of them. So I'm waiting to see what happens when I refuse to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care about the credits getting ticked off. I'm going to see how long it takes for some type of action or activity to occur, whether they're going to try and force me to go to work, or they're just going to outright splat me.
Okay.
Can I remember what's going on with us every time we die?
Only,
that it seems we keep deteriorating?
It's the moment you wake, it's that waking dream, but the more time passes, the more it fades into a disbelievable memory.
Okay. Well, I'm fighting off the disbelievable memory, and I'm definitely going to try and focus on the fact that every time we repeat, we seem to deteriorate more.
Okay.
So something within this process. Also, did I realize that we're converting also like those other creatures that we fought? It's like a slow conversion? Or do I need to roll for that?
I'll roll it as a perception check, right? We'll have a difficulty of an 18, and then it becomes increasingly difficult. You can make 3 rolls. For every fail, the difficulty goes up by a point.
Open the door.
Okay,
Open
19.
the door. Now open the 4.
Okay, so yes, you do remember that.
Okay.
That memory sparks a huge thud, and again, I just punched my own hand. You guys can't even see it. So it's
no, I was expecting
a huge thud.
expecting that migraine kind of jolt.
This one is just like, it's to the point where you get I've had one migraine where you can't hear, where it's just like you just hear this white noise and this blinding flash inside your eyes, and you're just like, You just hit the
It's
side. Now-
paralyzing.
yes.
She's taking some drugs.
Okay, so so Morgan, as you're hitting the thing to, the Q button for him to answer the door, you can hear and then a thud.
Let's see if I can open the door.
It's a security panel.
Is there
There's
any
no
emergency-
handles or anything like that. It's
I was looking around to see if there's an emergency handle, like an emergency, like fire or something.
no.
Now, Luke,
I'm gonna put a note on his door.
I'm gonna fight to not only stay conscious, but also to push past the pain.
Sure. Roll
See if
versus.
there's
You need to roll versus
see if
pain.
there's an end to the pain.
Roll versus pain.
The end to pain.
That would be a 23.
Okay.
Later, dude.
All right. You finally get
Ooh, good thing I didn't know that.
you get your bearings. Holy shit! you get your bearings. You recover. The pain is still there, but you're able to push. You finally notice. You realize that you have flopped onto the floor, and then you like. You can feel the warmth of some blood trickling down your nose. You can feel this warm sensation from both sides of your ears. And you're just sitting up, you get that smell, that tang of blood in your mouth and your nostrils.
So it almost seems like a psychic attack. Or would I have to roll my magic lore for that?
I will give you that you could hypothesize that that it seems like a psychic attack. I can't stop you from theorizing. But
Now,
your magic lore wouldn't tell you if
question
it's a
is-
psychic attack.
Now, my next question is this. Being that I'm pushing past the pain, being that I'm trying to hold on more to the reality, is the scene changing?
The steam?
Scene.
I'm gonna look.
Oh,
the
okay. I'm
scene.
sorry. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna look for anomalies within the scene.
Okay. Looking around, you don't necessarily see anything that stands out. The clock itself, it seems to be, when a digital clock gets stuck between numbers and it's like flickering.
Tick.
Yeah, that's what it's doing. The Chiron is still moving, but it has that flash and then it moves back and then moves forward. It has, it's flickering as well. So that you can see that it's affecting now. For Morgan, you turn, you were gonna. There's no note. There's no paper. So you turn to walk away.
Do I
and
have
you-
any pen or any type of any?
No writing
get-
instruments. It's just the watch. So you turn to walk away, and you suddenly get this feeling that you should go into that room.
So I'm gonna see if I can try to get in. I'm gonna try to kick the door in if I can.
All right. So the door opens upwards. No, side. It's side panel, like a Star Trek type.
All right. So
Um,
what with our jumpers? Do we have a belt buckle?
No.
This place sucks. I'm gonna use my watch to try to wedge it in so I can get my fingers in and open the door.
You're jamming it in. It's not working.
All right. So from my understanding how technology should work, I'm gonna look around to see if I can find where the device or motor that slides open the door. I'm gonna see if I can try to get to that so I can do a manual override to open the door.
All right. I will give you that. So let's just do a. Do you have electrical engineering?
Yes.
Okay. Make a roll, please.
I gotta find it.
The penalty for that is going to be a 40.
That's it.
That's it. Take it easy. Could roll a 1.
Now, Lou.
You could roll 100.
True.
Yes.
One of the other things I'm going to do is I'm trying to ground myself more into the reality,
Mm-hmm.
into the dire situation that we're really in. I'm going to try and recollect the fellas, the team. I'm going to try and force their names into my head.
Okay.
Trying to see if I, by bringing their real memories in,
Mm-hmm.
to offer some type of cushion or resistance, even though it's probably going to cause me even more pain and cause me to bleed even further. But my focus is just to completely push past the pain to the point where you just go numb, you don't feel anything anymore, and see if I can actually operate within those conditions.
Okay.
If I can get to that point, next move is going to be to the clock.
Okay. Now, you guys, Vona and Theory, you're on the same floor. You had come out of your apartment, and you can see Morgan, and he had opened a panel in the wall, and he's starting to fiddle. He's starting to fiddle with some circuitry. At this point, you can.
Do I remember him from the day before getting mollywopped by the chicks?
Yes. It's. Yes, to the point where yes, but it was like he's right there. That had to have been a dream. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Deja vu.
It did happen, but it couldn't possibly have happened. He's right there. So
Right.
I must have dreamed that. The
Right.
same thing for Vona. And both of you guys roll perception.
Okay. One of the things I'm doing as I'm going out the room,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, even though I put it in the watch,
Yep.
I'm going to be in my head reciting the important details of the vision that I
16.
had.
Okay.
16.
Even if I can't remember it in clear detail, I'll remember the literal details.
Gotcha. The hell are you doing?
Sniffing glue.
Be right back.
He's like, I guess I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. He's coming, he's coming right at us. Still one of the funniest movies. Roll perception, Vona.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, if I'm not mistaken, this class does get a bonus, but I can't find the other button. I found the one on the first page, but I could swear there was a second button for it on another page where I put the bonus in. But I guess I must not be.
Everything is in the same page.
No, he's talking about his class. He may have a class bonus, but
Oh, well, you have to. It's a write-in. It's a miscellaneous bonus. It doesn't say anything. You just fill it in. Picasso.
that's it. You did a charm roll.
He's like, hey,
It's like eye contact, then smile.
you remember that shit?
The buttons are right next to each other.
Sure. All right, so
Range.
you don't necessarily Bishop Harvey, you don't necessarily notice it, but Theory, as you're coming out, you're in the apartment furthest from the other two. You see Morgan trying to mess with a panel. Vona steps out.
Yo, what are you doing over there? Who are you?
Past
Wait,
him, you see the Centurions starting to make their way towards you.
Centurions are like the cops, right?
Well, they're the ones guarding the
guards.
the telepaths. They're different from yesterday. Yesterday, there were women. These are some sort of cybernetic organisms that have these. You recognize the weapon. Everyone will know the weapon. It's a vaporizing terror weapon. It should not be.
Oh no, they're gonna prune me.
It shouldn't be in this place.
Oh no, I'm going to.
They're just like.
I'm gonna end up in the void and fighting Goliath. No, don't do that to me. I head over to. Hey, buddy, I don't know what you're doing over there, but you're gonna make me late for work.
How is messing with someone else's door making you late?
Just so that we're clear, you all recognize each other. So
Do we know each other's names?
He's passed out.
depending on your interactions pre this game, you have some level of recognition.
So I hate him.
Everyone still hates me. Yes.
I mean, Vona has a strong dislike, an unknowing but yet strong dislike for him.
No, he hates him.
I was gonna say dislike, but yeah, he hates him.
Of course.
No, he hates him because he keeps ruining his plan.
everything I try to do, he literally destroys.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm trying nothing on purpose. It's just you're an idiot.
Darth Vader would have a hard on for the hate that he has for Morgan.
So
If I was a Sith, I could choke that bitch from a mile away.
be like, hey, come here. Do you have any tools? Siri, do you have any tools? Do we
Who's?
know each other's
I,
name?
do I,
No,
I don't.
You don't
That's
know
not
each
my
other's.
name.
You don't know
My
his-
name is Gavi.
You
Right?
don't.
I don't know.
You guys don't know each other's names.
Oh,
No.
hey, help me. I remember you from before.
Yeah, you seem familiar too.
No,
Like
it's not-
I can swear I saw you
We're stuck
getting
in some
beat
psychic
up by
matrix.
being beat up by a girl recently, but that might have been
Oh,
interesting.
no, she killed me. So come on.
She what now? Oh wait, hold on. I'm what? I'm confused about what's happening.
You killed
What are you
me.
doing?
I am opening the door. Somebody fell. I heard a thump. I'm going to make sure they're safe and kill them.
You're gonna make sure somebody's safe, and then you're going to kill them. And I noticed you said I noticed the Centurions are coming, right?
Mm-hmm. They'll be.
Uh,
They'll be
I
at
think
your
you have a problem over
position
here.
in about 30 seconds.
I think you have a problem over here. I don't know what this guy's doing, because again, I'm still going with whatever's happening. I think somebody's over here doing something. He's talking about killing people, and he's messing with doors. I don't know what's going on.
We're stuck in something like a matrix.
Damn.
Right under
Now
the
you know
bus.
how it feels, Spanky.
Right under the bus.
Dude.
Gently placed under the bus.
Oh,
No,
wow.
that wasn't gently at all. That was on purpose.
That was just perfect. Okay.
With an
and
Acme ton necklace.
So you can hear the.
I'm gonna be like,
you can
what
hear
else
the.
do you need me to do?
You can hear the panel. It's like, oh, all right, accept it, and then it slides open, and you can see Sage bleeding from his nose and ears, just trying to stand up, and looking around, and he's.
So go help him.
He seems disoriented.
Slap him in the face. Yeah.
Oh God.
And I'm gonna help him up. See, he's fine. I'm gonna see if I can find a sharp weapon to kill him.
Kill me?
No, I said it though. Sage. See, he's injured. Help me here.
There are no sharp instruments. He hasn't opened his storage area yet, and there's nothing else. His bed had already folded back into the wall. It's just him bleeding. So this is what you all see. Did you seriously slap him? Because I'm thinking that you wanted to, but you want to now take it back.
He's trying to get oriented. I'm gonna slap him in the face to try to get him up. Take your focus.
Okay.
Question, Lou.
Yes.
So
he comes through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Being that I've kind of gathered my.
Hold on.
I don't know I have yet.
One at a
if he
time.
gets the if I did I hear him when he says he was gonna check on the guy then kill him?
Yes.
Because if I did, the instant he gets that door open and starts going in, I'm going to run in after him.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I see him trying, if I say him trying to slap this guy who's on the floor bleeding and barely conscious.
No, he is up, and I'm helping him. I stated I slapped him.
Yeah, you said that was your intention, but
No,
I'm gonna be right behind. I didn't say yeah. But are you gonna get that far? That's gonna be GM call, obviously.
Okay.
So if he's trying to slap the guy, I'm going to attack him.
Okay. So Sage.
Kill me!
Okay.
Tell me what you were doing.
Lou. Since they don't know that I've gotten my bearings, even though I'm going through excruciating pain to do, I'm aware when he opens that door. So the minute that the door slides open and I'm seeing him come through, do I see the same reflection that was on Shiori?
This time, when you turn, you see him, and he's so he walks as he comes towards you. You can see this thing. It's completely morphed him. In other words, what you were seeing in the other world had taken complete effect. The only difference between the Wraiths and him is that he has hair and clothes on. but you can see him coming towards you.
But he definitely is deformed.
Yes.
Okay. At that point, I'm not giving up my tactical advantage because I'm not sure what that's going to do to me.
Mm-hmm.
Being that I'm aware that it may be the creature, not him. I'm literally going to try and position myself so I can go for that clock. That's the only thing that seems to be out of place, that keeps flickering in and out.
It's a display. It's not an actual physical clock.
No, I know, but in the fact that it's flickering in and out,
I see what
I'm
you're
going to see if I can grab that display.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I'm aware of him coming into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if anybody else is going to come through the room, I'm also going to take a look at them during that flash
Mm-hmm.
to see if I see the same thing, like with Shiori, or is it as intense as him?
When as he's moving towards you, I will give you this because of your battle, because of your training. As he's moving towards you, you can hear him speaking, but it's heavily modulated. It's taking on that otherworldly timbre, and it's the same silly shit that he just said, except it's monstrous. As he's coming towards you, someone else is pushing past behind him, and you don't see that. You can see the shadows, but you can see their features a little. It's Vona. You recognize him, and he seems to be a little concerned. He's reaching for Morgan. There's a third figure that's to the left, and he's just confused. Like, these guys are troublemakers. I'm just trying to get to work.
Okay.
It's like back meat bus.
Okay, so I'm going to wait to see what happens next.
You can do one of two things. Take the action to move towards the clock, or do nothing, but that would be it.
No, I'm holding my action.
Okay.
In other words, because I
So-
don't know what the one that's in front of me is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just battle prepared right now. Even though I'm in excruciating pain, I'm not letting on that I'm battle ready.
Okay. He reaches for you to grab you. You were like trying to steady him. So that would mean you would go around his back and try to hold him up.
Yeah, you're from the arm.
Okay.
You know, like when you.
From the side.
Yeah.
Okay. So he
I'm like, "Hey,
turns.
big boy."
He turns to you. So if you're standing semi-facing him, like at a 45-degree angle, he's moving towards towards that outside of your body, towards your back. Okay. And as he's doing it, he hasn't changed yet, but he's still in that form, and he's moving toward you. You can see the long clawed fingers, the black skin, and everything that's you've experienced
That we
so
fought.
far, and that you fought is he's coming. But this is more tangible. Those other ones were more ephemeral. This is definitely tangible. You can see muscles and sinew in his arm as he's moving towards you. You can see the actual claws.
So in other words, it's almost like a hybrid between the psychic specters and the deformed bodies.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So as he's coming towards you, you're getting that sense, like you say you're battle ready. So seeing something like that head towards you, and considering everything that you fought this far, would you be calm enough to let him do that, to get that close to you?
Yeah, but instead of letting on that I'm aware
Mm-hmm.
of the danger, I'm going to act dumb, and I'm going to make it look like I can't get up and I'm falling forward to move out of his reach. Understand what I'm saying?
To dodge.
Almost like master kind of flip, like
Yeah.
kind of like I can't get up kind of deal.
Like a drunk dude.
Okay.
Keep repositioning myself, not allowing him to get the opportunity attack.
Okay. Now, Vona, make a strike roll to grab him, because you were just going to grapple him. Do you have automatic dodge? You do not. Okay. You do have enough perception to know that someone is close behind you. So, yeah. But your intent is to go help him, even though you wanted to
Yeah.
slap him. To help him by slap it. Assistance by slap.
I'm like, let me just help this dude.
Assist by slapping. I'm helping you. I'm helping.
I did it just like years ago. He was like, I'm blind. I was like, really? Let's see. Help him. You remember, Dwight?
Oh my. All right. So you reach.
He was like, "Woo!"
I remember hearing about that.
Anyways,
All right, now he's having a fit.
Because he was punching him.
That's
you are going to be the cause of his heart attack.
this is me. I didn't do anything.
Even Anson was punching him in the ass. What the fuck are you trying to help him see by punching him in the ass?
My lord. Anyway, as you're reaching out for him, you can feel someone grab you from behind and hold you back. You're just looking back like, what the fuck? You can see him.
Wait a
The
minute,
bone is grabbing you.
I am not that type of person. Please get off me.
Anyway.
Left actually on my pod.
Okay,
I have my pocket.
but for you, Sage, as you know, he's positioning himself to grab you. You're assuming to attack you. Then the shadow from behind him grabs him and pulls him back. As he pulls him back, you can see the outline of Morgan's face still turning to you, but the face of the creature is still facing you. It's almost as if it's split into two faces, and it's you can see like the arms as he's naturally going to try to grab at the hand that's trying to grapple him, because that's what normal people would do.
Yeah.
Someone grabs you from behind, you instinctively grab for that hand. When he does that from his forearm, something that Morgan, by the way, you don't notice. You can see that another set of hands and arms just start to reach out towards you. But as he's pulling him away, they don't grab you. They're not able to. You're outside of its reach. And then when he finally pulls him away from you, that you can see the thing it's still staring you right in the face as it tried to grab you. It immediately pulls back and then turns and melds again with Morgan.
Okay. At the moment that I see I can't see that it's Nova
Vona,
sorry, pulling Morgan away. But at the moment that I see that split, being that I'm grounding myself in reality, do I realize the abilities that I have?
Yeah, you
Okay.
you
So
all know your abilities. They're just not the way you remember them. In other words, having the abilities in this reality is just a byproduct of a mutation, not training. You don't remember your senseis. You don't remember the cause of your mutations. You just know that you have them. You know that you can do them.
Okay, but not that. Well, it might actually be important. But that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I know that in this reality, in this scenario,
Here's I'm going to posit this.
It's a byproduct of mutation.
The more you split your attention to try to remember other things, the harder it becomes to focus on anything.
Okay, so then what I'm gonna do as a reaction to seeing the split, I'm gonna hit the Spectre with Ephemeral Strike, and I'm gonna try and literally grab it by the throat and yank him right out of Spanky. Out of Morgan.
Okay, make a strike.
I was like, who's Spanky? How dare you?
How dare you, you twat waffle!
After all the videos that you've been taking over the last couple of days, your character's going to be called Spanky.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be.
I'll be Chasso.
Give me a second.
I can't even do Pinky's face. That should kill me.
+3. That's a 17.
Okay. So Morgan,
My bonuses are greatly reduced without my weapons.
without his weapons. Morgan, you need to make a dodge roll at any bonuses.
I don't know what
He can't.
Trust me. Make a roll.
Oh,
What?
Whatever your dodge roll would be with your bonuses.
Combat. Where the fuck is dodging that sheet? I hate this sheet.
El Eleto.
What the fuck?
is this?
The fuck? No, that's not it. That's wrong. I know I don't got that much. I only got an 8. I'm gonna just roll.
It's like fucking 29.
All right, there you go. 27.
I mean, it's a little bit better. All right, so here's how this happens, and I'm gonna move on to the rest of the group before we end it because I don't want to keep everybody too long. I know people got to work, and I do too. Now, you reach out. You can summon the will to use that ability. You can then you can see this thing. It doesn't have like the cartoonish like fear, but you can see its eyes open as you're doing that attack because in this space you can see your hand. It does one of those golden glow. It never did that before. That's not how your ability works. You do hit it, and you use the ability. But in this reality, you can see your forearms start to shimmer and glow down to your. You're basically iron fisting this. So when
you get cancer.
When you throw.
As you throw it, it says cancer.
That's two different things right there. Iron fist and iron fisting.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? I did not think of it that way, but thank you, Mike, for being a disgusting
you have
pervert.
to ban him now. You got banned from Facebook. Got banned here too.
For being a sick man. You throw the fist, you can see its eyes widen, and then it forces him to make this impossible turn where you swing and you almost hit Vona in the face. You stop just short of just the fist. He's like, no, don't hurt him. Just like his hair, just, you know. He does that anime. Oh, no. It would be Morpheus and Neo. He's just like, what the fuck? And at this point, Morgan, it's almost as if you felt something coming. And this is less to do with your natural awareness, your natural, ability to have a sense of your surroundings. You just like, and then you turn, you can hear something in your back. You can hear like pops. Don't feel anything, but you're like, and then when you look down, you're contorted in a way that you should not be able to contort. And
doesn't do this.
You can see the fist happen, and then he pulls it back, and you're like, you should be in excruciating pain. You feel nothing. It feels like you were just popping some ligaments, like when you're cracking a knuckle. You can hear it because it's inside of you.
I'm gonna jump at him.
And by it, I mean like the thing.
I'm gonna belly flop him.
Who?
Siege.
Anyway, so moving on. Jesus Christ. It's just like, I'm belly flopping. I'm stabbing myself.
I do the belly bells. I beat it with my fat.
Now, for you guys, you're having that conversation. You see D. He comes out of his room. You notice him, but he's just walking out like he has this look like he wants to like fight someone. You see somebody and they're just like pacing, like just sweating. He's just looking around. He seems angry. You were walking out of the room, right? D? Or were you still in the room meditating? Because I don't remember.
No. Remember I told you I came out and you said that I seen somebody with olive colored skin?
Yeah. So then I did remember, and I don't have the mad cow. So you see them, and you just that you can see there's a look of concern on Seraph's face, simply because you've seen that emotion in humans, and you recognize what precipitates that, that posture and the way he's walking towards you. You eventually come to seeing him, Patch, as he's walking towards you, and recognizing this guy. You can see he has that look of agitation as he's striding towards you guys.
Who's coming towards us?
D.
Okay.
Some guy. That
Some dude.
That we would recognize, but we don't know who the hell he is.
He's a more vague recognition because you guys haven't been exposed to him for very long.
All right, so
Has aggression.
all right, so I look at him cautiously, and I put myself between Seraph and D, and then I tried to like hide Seraph behind me, and I approached D slow, like, you okay, friend?
Which is a weird look because Seraph is bigger than you, so you just for a visual. You do that protective stance, but you're standing in front of somebody that's towering over you. He's just like, okay. So D, walk over. You walk up to them. You can see one of the two stands in front of the smaller of the two stands in. Lenny stands in front of what's the other guy's name?
Bruce?
Yeah, no, from Mice and Men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Bruce.
George.
Yes. George stands in
George
front
and
of
Lenny. Lenny's the big guy.
George stands
George
in
is
front
the
of
smart
Lenny.
one.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna walk up to Seraph, and I'm gonna look at Seraph. I'm gonna say, I know you from somewhere, and I'm gonna act like the little guy. I don't even know who he is, or like he's non-existent. It's because he's little and I'm tall. So I'm just gonna look at Seraph, since me and him are almost the same height.
You're small. You're significant.
I know you from somewhere. I recognize you, but I don't know who you are. But there's something that tells me that I know you.
All right. I cock my
That's
head
called
to the side.
schizophrenia.
I cock my head to the side and I say, "You do seem familiar."
There's something going on.
Kill him.
I woke up very agitated, and I don't know what it is, but something is not correct.
You as well.
This is reality, isn't it?
I just don't understand. El Eleto.
I was just looking at videos of my mom's too today.
There's something wrong with this place. That's definitely true.
More
And
people
the
start
three of us
filing
are
out,
aware of
and more people start
Oh,
filing
yes.
out of their
I'm
apartments.
sorry, I
and
do
start
recognize you too.
More people start filing out of their apartments and heading towards the telepaths. But that doesn't mean that you have to. There's just you start under you as they're coming out of their apartments, you become more cognizant of the time.
I'm just telling Patch and Seraph, I'm not going to work today. Something's telling me not to go to work.
I look at the opposite. Everybody's filing out and heading towards the telepad.
Yes.
I look back at the direction I came from in the first place.
Okay.
Is it two different telepads or is it just one?
It's just one at the end of the hall. At one end of the hall, not both ends.
All right.
Okay.
There's
So
only
I
one way
step
in,
back.
one way out.
I step back against the wall.
Okay. And people walk around you. They're seemingly annoyed by you're holding up the line, but for the most part, a couple, only one or two is like, hey guys, it's like you guys are gonna be late. What are you doing? And then they just keep walking. Damn.
Wow.
Just like that.
I mean, he is in an
Happy
agitated
neighbor.
state, so that's actually apropos of his state of agitation. Go fuck yourself.
Sure you're not a New Yorker?
El Eleto.
So what I'm gonna do, Lou,
Mm-hmm.
is I'm gonna be on the same side of the wall that Seraph is on,
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
and I'm gonna as I'm fiddling with my watch, going through the OS, since I got past it
Mm-hmm.
to the route, I'm gonna show him how to access the route,
Okay.
and I'm gonna show him what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Like, what do you make of this? You recognize any of this? Like, this code makes sense all the way up to this point here, and after this, it's just some kind of weird language that I can't understand.
So for Seraph, once he gets to the root, it's a simple binary list. It's like a DOS list of files that have all your original names. Okay. Now you, as you're looking at it, you can see the those vertical codes. You can now you can see those words starting to morph into them. Patch doesn't see it, but you can. They're just starting to move and morph into it, and you can see another root. It's a more advanced listing, and it's not dot based. It's just changing to a different interface that you can see.
I follow through on that, and I relay what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Back to
None of
him
which
through
corresponds to what you
his
can see,
device.
Patch.
Is that making sense to me?
Not making sense to you. No.
But I'm continuing to follow up on that.
Okay. So how are you doing that? Because for right now, it's the display on his watch, but it's all that you can see. It's like it's a heads-up display. So it's maybe about.
I'm going to instinctively reach out and touch the panel, the hand panel on the wall.
Okay. What do you mean? On the wall or the? Okay, so.
The hand panel by the door.
Okay. So when you do that, you have this sensation, and suddenly you're just starting to. You're looking around. Now you can see circuitry. You can start seeing through. You can start seeing through floors. You can start seeing like a digital image of people above you, walking towards the telepads. You can see into their rooms. You can see their storage areas. You can see to the left and to the right of you. You can see through the entire floor as people are walking towards you. You can see Patch as a digitally rendered image. And you can see D as a digitally rendered image. Everyone around you. The only things that are still in their 3D models are those Centurions.
This is a construct.
And again, he's touching the pad to the door. He can't open it because it's your door, so it's not coded to him. You know that. But he's looking around like, and then he says, "This is a construct, none of which you can see. It's all perfectly three-dimensional. Sights and four-dimensionals actually. Sights, smells, sounds."
So I look and see. You sure? Because everything here looks pretty real for me.
Everything in here is a construct. I look at my own hand.
You can see your original hand.
Except myself and the two Centurions.
So I put my hand over his hand on the pad.
Okay. Nothing. So he could either be going nuts, or it's just a byproduct of whatever it is that you've been going through. That's been altered. That's been causing you the headaches and has been giving you those strong senses of deja vu.
Lou, how much of my capability am I aware of?
Hold on a second. By the way, D, all of this you're witnessing. So if you have anything to add, please do so. But you're not out of this scene. You're there with them. And you hear him say this is a construct and everything that Patch is saying. Now, I'm going to come back to you. What were you saying again, Mike?
I asked you how much of my capabilities am I aware of?
Touching the panel, seeing the construct, you're starting to become more self-aware. Looking at your hand, you know that you can change this into a weapon. You don't know how, but you know that you can. You can feel it. what it feels like, again, it's the same sensation with these guys where there's a block. It's not pain, but it's just a block that's preventing you from going further into the recesses of your memory. But as you're starting to become self-actualized, self-aware, you feel like I can change this hand. This is a weapon.
All right. So the very hand I was holding up,
Mm-hmm.
I do that.
Okay, so that shocks both of you two, as you can. He looks down at his hand. You're both curious as to what he's doing. Patch had touched his hand in a very caressing way. No, I'm just kidding.
Careless whispers.
But
Oh, he went there.
damn.
Steve.
Who mentioned Catholic Church before?
So, but when he looks down, you can see his hand. From his from his elbow to his forearm, it starts to. It's like his flesh is starting to turn into like a mush, and it's starting to change. Now you can form the cannon that you can see the circuitry and everything, but you guys just see a piece of his flesh, like his fingers. They merge together and then they spread open to this hole. It's
I'm gonna say it out loud.
It
though. I'm
looks
gonna go,
it's
"Ugh."
disgusting.
I'm just gonna be like, ugh.
That's what happens when the fister gets fisted.
Ah.
So my reaction's a little bit of the same.
Yes. Golden fist.
Wow.
He has been fisted.
And then I look at the Centurions, since I recognize them as being the only other thing that's as tangible as I am at the moment.
At this point, you can see them. You can see one just turns its head to you, and then the other one does the same. Not in sync, but they and there's this infrared beam. It looks like an infrared beam. It shoots out towards you. You can see it's just scanning.
And I raise my arm, because if this is a gun,
Mm-hmm.
then I should test it. And I do.
Okay. So he's just like, but Patch's hand is still on his other hand, so he's like,
He actually went and found it real quick.
I seen a video the other day of that song in fights where Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee are taking their shirts off, getting ready to fight in that one movie.
that's hilarious.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay. You point it, and you can see they're immediately like.
So we do.
Drop your weapons. You have 10 seconds to comply.
Last.
All right, rolling ish.
Take your shot. So,
All right.
because you're gonna. I'm assuming you're gonna shoot. You said you were testing your weapon.
Yep.
When he extends his arm, you can. There's just nothing but a black hole from the tube, where his hand should be. His hand in his palm, and now you can just see this light building from within it as he's moving it towards him. Like, what the hell?
He going Mega Man on these fools.
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hit.
so he shoots one. The beam hits it, and you can see it's just like, and it drops to his knees and falls forward. And the other one is, you can see its rifle is just like
the niche.
it's building the energy. Take it easy, sir.
He wants to run down the hall and hit it.
He wants to drop kick a Centurion. Okay, so it's past midnight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop it here. We're gonna come back.
What? You gotta be kidding.
I need to move.
Centurion's extreme.
I need to move the date up from 2 weeks to next Thursday, because I have something in 2 weeks. So if you can make it, then make it. If you can't, then you can't. So next Thursday we will
Next
be
Thursday? What day
meeting
is it?
again, and hopefully
At 12?
No, not at 12. At 8
Oh, the
p-
13th. Sorry.
8
No,
p.m.
it's the 12th.
We'll gather 8 p.m. Eastern. If we can get everybody as soon as possible, we'll get started right back into it. So, for Vona, Crimson Sage, D, Morgan, Theory of the Philosopher, Patch, Sage, and what's his name? Id, who had to drop off. We bid you a fond farewell, and in honor of Patch and Sage's love.
I didn't get involved in that shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Patch
Patch
and
is
Sage.
Seraph.
Patch is
I
Seraph.
apologize.
See, I can't figure out if this is more fucked up or Amanda and his dog.
Wow.
We
I was
will.
thinking about that,
Yeah,
it's just fucked up.
we will build you a fond farewell. Holy shit.